The theme for this year's preview ball is a clean slate. So we asked everyone to come dressed in white because white is basically a blank canvas. And the idea is that with a blank canvas, everyone is free to discover, celebrate, and write their own fashion story. We're celebrating an era of fashion that is for everyone. It knows no age, no class, no gender. We're encouraging people to dress for themselves and not for anybody else. For that reason alone, Julia Barretto is the perfect September muse. She's never one to let other people dictate what to do. She's her own person. She writes her own story. And I think there's really beauty in that, in knowing who you are and harnessing that. Even when it comes to her style, she knows very well her own aesthetic and she sticks with that. For the concept itself, we wanted it to be kind of surreal and fantasy-like, but in principle, it was really about building a community. Julia wore 5 different looks designed by our inaugural Best Filipino Fashion Designers awardees. So she wore Hamu, Chris Nick, Cheetah Rivera, Randolph, and the one that made it to the cover was made by Novel.
The production for this one had its fair share of challenges given the scale that we were hoping to achieve for this cover. So we recreated the Lahars of Pampanga at Big Studios in Makati thanks to the magic of our set and production designers, Rocket Sets. This shoot also featured dancers from the Ballet Philippines who added the extra layer of mystique to the scene as choreographed by our movement director, Madge Reyes of Fifth Wall Fest. So for the cover story, we wanted to integrate Preview's new purpose statement of discovering, celebrating, and writing your own fashion story. For the core of it, I wanted to showcase how Julia is the one weaving her own story and how she is the master of her own tale.
Julia Barretto is the quintessential preview girl, as she's a trendsetter, she's a role model, she's a businesswoman, and as always, it's been a pleasure working with her. She's such a fun person to work with, she's game to experiment, and she always brings a dose of Julia to the photos. For this shoot, we're very thankful to have worked with Ballet Philippines, and of course, our contribs, Sanon at Mav, Denise Ochoa, and B. Armaga, who always makes sure to bring to life the concept as shared by our creative director, Bax.
We pitched a lot of concepts for the September cover. A lot of it was based on Preview Ball's theme, which was all white. We ended up choosing the one that's completely different and conceptual. We wanted to tell a story of Julia breaking free against a crowd in white and show the new preview and her message of writing your own fashion story. Instead of doing an all-white studio shoot, we chose to do a full set inspired by the Lahar sites in Pampanga. We then added a surrealist white cube and props. We played around with the idea of magic surrealism, so fantasy siya, but at the same time, there's a sense of reality to it.
So for the beauty looks, we went for a very ethereal and whimsical vibe, very soft, and also implementing the all-white theme with her mascara and then also putting the white ribbons in her hair. I think she was really the perfect muse for this shoot because she delivered the message that we were trying to go for, but she was also able to bring her own personal touch.
So for this cover shoot, we also produced an editorial video that encapsulates the whole concept of the cover shoot. We also showed the video during our preview ball for our cover reveal. So we worked with Madge Reyes from Fifth Wall Philippines for this video. She created a choreography with soft and fluid movements, and that really encapsulated and really communicated the concept that we have very well. We're also so thankful to Julia because she was just so game and she was really such a sport in doing the dances and doing the movements that we asked her to do, and she was such a natural in front of the camera. So she was really the perfect muse for this concept and for this cover.